Hello guys, it's Dale here. This video is going to be a bit unusual because I won't be talking about volume profile nor about order flow trading. Instead, I'll talk about price action only, and I'll talk about my favorite price action pattern. This pattern is called ABCD, and it is one of the few price action patterns that I use in my trading. As you probably know, in my trading, I focus mostly on volume profile and order flow, but this price action pattern is a nice addition to that, and it is battle tested. I've been trading it for several years now, so I decided to do this video for you so you know how it works. Now, I've learned this pattern maybe 10 years ago. At first, I was a bit skeptical, so I was running a lot of backtests on this pattern. I remember going over hundreds, maybe even 1,000 trades with this pattern before I actually started to trade this pattern live. And since then, I've gained confidence in this pattern because I've seen it working over and over again, and I've been trading it on a real account for the last couple of years. So I've gained confidence in trading the pattern, and that's why I'm going to show you how it works today. So let's cut to the chase. And let me show you what the pattern is all about, what you want to look for on the price action chart. So the pattern is called ABCD, and it's based on the fact that markets tend to work in sort of wave-like patterns, like this. It's not very common that there would be, for example, a trend without any pullback. There are always pullbacks. This is how markets tend to work, in wave-like patterns. And this ABCD pattern is based on that. Now let me show you on a quick example. The pattern is called ABCD, like this, AB equals CD, because it consists of 4 significant swing points. If you look, for example, here in this chart, you can call this swing point point A, this swing point point B, this one would be point C, and this one would be point D. The trick is that the distance from A to B is the same as distance from C to D. That's why the pattern is called like this. Those two distances should be the same. So what you look for in the chart is wave-like pattern where you have a swing point A, swing point B, then the price goes down towards swing point C, and this swing point C must be above A. Alright, so we have that nice wave-like pattern, and it needs to be below 50% of the distance from A to B. 50%. In this case, it meets both those conditions. The point C is below 50% of AB, and it is above the point A. So from the point C, you want to look for the same distance as from A to B. For that, I use the Fibo tool. So let me use it here. I have a template, so I'll load it. It's template for this ABCD pattern. And it only shows 100%, 0%, and 50%. All right. So we start at point A. Well, actually, I should use it like this. It doesn't really matter, but so it's not confusing, I'll start like this. 0% is in here. At this swing point, then the top is in here. Here's the 50% mark. And this is the AB distance, right? Then I move it so the Fibo begins at point C, like this. And this line will point me to the point D. This is how you identify where the point D is, and from point D you go short. This is short trade scenario. Now, this is just a theory, guys. I'll show you on a couple of examples. If you don't get it now, you'll get it later, don't worry. So anyways, this is how you identify the point D, which is crucial because from point D, you enter your trade. In this case, this is a short trade scenario, so in this case, you go short. So, a little recap of what I've done here. Looking at the chart, I identified significant swing points. Start of the Fibo is in here, then it goes to this swing point. This is how I measure the distance A and B. Then there needs to be that point C, is in here. Again, it needs to meet two conditions. It needs to be below this 50% mark and above here. So somewhere in here. And then I use the same distance and the Fibo starts in the point C, right in here. And this way I identify the point D. When the price reaches the level D, you go short. All right, because distance from A to B equals distance from C to D. All right, so we have A, B, C, D pattern. Now I also talk about this pattern in my volume profile book, which you can download for free below this video. There's a link, so you can get the book there. And I think this was enough of theory. Let me now show you how this performs on a real chart in real trading. But before that, just a quick note. If you guys are interested in complete volume profile or order flow education and my custom-made indicators, head over to my website. It is trader-dale.com. If you click this button which says browse courses, it will take you straight to the courses. This is Elite Pack, focusing on volume profile trading, and this is Order Flow Pack, which focuses on order flow trading. Right, but let's go back to the trading examples. Let's go back to our chart. And in here, what I want to do is go through last 12 months and show you how this pattern performed. We are looking at euro-dollar chart and on a daily time frame of euro-dollar. And I'll use this Fibo to start with the first ABCD pattern. You know what, let me zoom it in a bit so you can see it better. And in here, we have the first pattern, swing point A, swing point B, then the price goes back, makes a pullback to swing point C. At this point, you take the Fibo, move it like this, so it begins in the point C, and it will show you the D from which you go short from. In this case, it looks like the price missed the trade entry in here. Then there was another reaction in here, although not as strong. But this is how the pattern should look like, okay? A to B, C to D, and short from there. Let's move on. Let's find the next one. Now, the next one is easy to find because it's exactly in here. Point A, point B, then there is that pullback, which we need to see because there needs to be that wave-like pattern. So this is the point C. Next thing you do is you take the Fibo, make it start at the point C, and short should be from here. In this case, losing trade. In this case, it didn't work. But this is how the pattern should look like. Now, let's go to the next one. The next one is a bit small, but remember we are on a daily time frame, so it's not that small, actually. Point A, point B, price drops to point C, then you take the Fibo, move it like this, so it begins in the C, look for the D, which is in here. This is where you go short from, and this is your reaction. All right, so in this case, A, B, C, D, boom, short. Now you don't need to trade this blindly. You can use it with other trading strategies or trading signals. You can combine it with volume profile or order flow or VWAP, which is what I actually do because I prefer combining independent trading setups like volume profile setups and price action setups, or VWAP setups with volume profile and price action setups. I prefer to do combos like this. But in this video, let's just focus on using this simple price action strategy, use it as a simple standalone strategy. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is a big one, and it's in here. Point A, point B, and the price drops to point C, and the point C is in here because this is the lowest point of this area. So this will be the point C. So the price goes from point A to B, then from B to point C. Then you grab the Fibo and measure the same distance as we had and identify the level where the price should turn. At this point, you wait until the price reaches that level. That would be the level D, and short from there. All right, now coming to the next one. That's the one which I've already showed you, so I'll do this one quick. Point A, point B, this is point C. So price goes from A to B, then point C, then starts going upwards. Now you need to learn how to recognize this when you look at the chart. At first it will take you more time, but with more experience, and especially if you do backtesting, then you'll sort of see this pattern right away on the chart. So it will take less and less time with practice. So when you see market moving like this, you should be like, all right, there may be that ABCD pattern. You grab the Fibo. Oh boy, I just deleted what I draw. So again, A, B, C. You identify the C, and then you grab the Fibo and look for the point D at which the price should react. So short from D, and boom. Now so far I've been showing you short trade scenarios because most of those were in this 12-month period, but there's also one long trade scenario which I can see in here. It's not too big, it's a bit smaller, but still there's that wave-like pattern, and it is in here. We have the point A, and the price goes here, which is the point B, then makes that wave-like pattern, pull back towards the C, at which point you grab the Fibo and make it begin here in C, and this is the level D from which you want to go long. In this case, not a huge reaction, but still we are talking about daily time frame, so this was roughly 115 pips. So I would say that's good enough. Now the win rate of this pattern in the long run is around 60 to 65%, and that's only if you use this price action pattern, no combination with other, let's say, volume profile setups or order flow setups. If you use just this pattern, what you can expect in the long run is 60 to 65% win rate. I would say that's good enough for a simple pattern like this, but what you need to be okay with is that if you trade this blindly, there could be periods where this pattern will be just losing. You'll be having losing streaks, all right? In the long run, it's winning, but there'll be periods where you could have losing streaks, which means that this pattern is not as consistent as, for example, my volume profile setups. But on the other hand, the volume profile setups are not as simple as that. So that's the downside to this. But the upside is that it's extremely easy to trade. I recommend trading this on a daily time frame like I showed you in this video. I'm trading this on forex only. I haven't traded this ABCD pattern on commodities. I haven't traded this on indices. My experience is solely on forex, but on forex I've been trading it for years, so I can say that for me this is battle tested enough on forex. So go ahead, give it a try, do some backtests. Make sure you have good enough sample of backtests before you do any conclusions. And I wish you a lot of profitable trades with this setup. And if you decide you would like to explore more of what I do and add, for example, volume profile trading to this price action pattern, then the next best step is just visiting my website and enrolling into one of my courses. So that's about that. That's about the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, happy trading.